Good afternoon, everybody. As we all know well that we have already guided the students there in our assembly. We felicitated also to those who were the toppers there in class 10th and 12th. And after felicitating the topper students in the assembly in front of entire school, I have personally interacted and shared a few ideas and thoughts of mine with those students, making them to realize right to work from the ground realities of forming, understanding and creating that concept of why to go ahead and how to study and what else is required to get better marks. Thereafter, subsequently, a few members of our board class team had a discussion with me, and we all collectively, all together, we thought of taking all the board class students once again there in room number 230, and those esteemed speakers of our board classes, they also shared their wonderful ideas in the most dynamic manner, in the most respectful and graceful manner, and motivated the students and encouraged them, and the response is visible within a couple of days. Now this part is already over. Now the next part is that we internally as a team must discuss a few ideas, and we must try to exchange our better views, and better practices are to be commonly shared and to be implemented on the students. The center of attraction for all our these discussions and meetings is student only, and in that the basic idea of making the students or enabling them to get the maximum possible marks in the final board examinations. So for that purpose we all are once again together as a team, not the students. So whatever here we are discussing, we must try to implement it right from today onwards, starting from even our special hostel prep classes to the regular classes in the pre-board examinations, and giving them feedbacks with their answer sheets there after the pre-board exams, planning for the subsequent pre-board exams, practicals, and ultimately at the last moment when they're going to face the board examinations. That is what the whole idea. I openly shared the invitation from all the board class teachers that if anything or any point which you feel really is worth for the team to be shared together, please do feel free. Even I reminded yesterday, if anybody is there who can give me the idea, so we collectively can share from this platform. Of course, a few discussed with me telephonically and a few came to me personally also, and they gave the very wonderful inputs, which I'll definitely be including in my today's presentation with you all. So whatever is being shared here, it is an insight, it is an idea by me with the help of only a few members of board class teachers and my own ideas. So the tips out of my experience of 33 years, which I am going to share with each one of you, please do feel free to ask any questions at the last, and even if the need arises, we can have the subsequent detailed and elaborative discussions in the evening hours or in the tomorrow. I would always prefer for the residential teachers to discuss all these kind of things there during the evening prep classes, because that's the time when we are free from the routine school affairs. So guiding students by teachers to get success in board exams. That is what the heading today is. And in this, expert tips for teachers. As we can read it out, as board exams approach, teachers play a vital role in helping students prepare effectively. By fostering confidence and readiness, educators can significantly enhance student performance and reduce exam-related anxiety. Here are some expert tips to help teachers guide their students to success. So this particular point, anxiety, I feel the anxiety is more with the teachers, less with the students, because it is ultimately the product and the result of our 1 year hard work, which ultimately puts us into an image in terms of our result percentage, overall class result, and students 100 out of 100, above 95, below 60%. But overall, there are few things which are more important. Number one, for having any subject performance, we can call it subject performance more than the teacher's performance. That subject average of the teacher, where we stand in subject average, 1, 2, 3 or from bottom 1, 2, 3. Though it varies due to various factors. But I know that each and every teacher of any school tries to their level best to get on the top of it. But how many of us can succeed depends on various factors. It's not only the teacher alone responsible. So I hope that this particular thing, anxiety, that word is more with us, because when our paper is about to take place, we really become more anxious. Am I right or not? Isn't it? So, and I'm quite sure that we all are trying our level best, but there are a few tips from my side for you to understand and to apply in case if you feel. So it is a kind of support only, there is no instruction sort of thing, but this is what out of my experience I am sharing with you. Pre-exam preparation. Which pre-exam? Not pre-board pre-exam, it is related to pre-exam of the board examination. So what are the preparations that we people need? See, all of you know it very well that what is to be done, I am quite sure about it. And there are many things in the life which we keep hearing and listening from different kind of sources which are well known to all of us. What type of motivator can be there? What type of information we can get it from any source? Everything is well known to each one of the listeners, but still we listen it. Why? Still we discuss it. Why? Because whatever ideas we have with us, if it is seconded and supported by some third, fourth person, we really get it very cemented in our mind. And we believe, we start getting it stamped. Ki yes, I was also thinking like this, and I got the information from other source also which is more experienced than me is also the same. So it means I am absolutely right. So our idea, our innovation becomes very cemented, and we start applying it, believing strongly in whatever idea we are going to generate among the users. So thorough revisions. Conduct extensive revisions of key topics. We must know what are the key topics, and that because we are the subject expert, no doubt. We are the subject expert. We know better that what can be done in our subject. But yes, still there are some common tips which are equally applicable in all subjects. So this is also the point which is equally applicable. Conduct extensive revisions of key topics and concepts. There are certain concepts which are not built. Let me give an example of English subject itself where we write the report. In report writing, it is passive voice in which it is written and why it is written. Then what is passive voice? If the child doesn't understand this, you give 10 topics, you give 15 topics, make the child to practice on the board, or you write 5 things, the child will never go to the depth and the concept of that particular question. So we need to make the child to understand that what it is and how it is and what are the basic things to be known and understood well by the child. So likewise, the concepts are to be made absolutely clear in the revision to ensure students understand and can apply their knowledge effectively. Comprehensive study guides. Comprehensive means which includes everything. Create and distribute study guides. Can be sample papers, can be guides also, can be many more things that highlight key points, practice questions and additional resources like online tutorials. मैंने ब्रैकेट में लिखा if possible. Why this word if possible? Because there are some parents who don't want. Make it absolutely clear to the children there in your class and even in your concerned class WhatsApp group also, because we are working there in a heterogeneous society, not homogeneous. One thing may be applicable to 90% people, 10% people are different, and out of that those 10%, 5 may still be there who have got entirely different idea. 4 may be there who have got another third idea. 1% can be there. Likewise, you will never find on this entire earth. Isn't it? But see, we cater to the needs of majority of the people. So in the concerned WhatsApp group, you can just share a very excellent and first class appealing message that the children, and you can tell it in the children also classes, that whatever useful we are going to share it there in the class WhatsApp group. You sometimes make misuse of your mobile phones. That's what your parents discourage it for you to use. But it is between you and your parents to ensure that you make the optimum positive utilization of this device. So we must provide standard sample papers for self-practice as a homework once in a week. I teach physics. I must give one sample paper to class 12th physics. Do it only one paper of 3 hours. As a homework, I don't think it is too much. One can be given by chemistry, one can be given by bio, one can be given by Hindi. 6 subjects are there, 6 days are there. Each day one sample paper of 3 hours being done by the students after the school hours is not a big deal. After doing that 3 hours question paper as a practice there in the homework notebook, the child again has got a lot of hours left with. to practice for the learning and other things. So it's a very balanced. Even we are going to plan it in a way that each day we are going to fix it up, Monday for this subject, Tuesday for this subject. And the teacher has to compulsorily prepare the sample question paper and to give it to the students there in the class, as well as to share in the board classes also. So applying this particular theory, effective study strategies, then what is to be done? This is what we are going to supply to the children. Now, so study schedules, very important. There are some people who are in habit of waking up early in the morning and studying at that particular time, but there are a few who are never in habit for last 10, 20 years also to wake up in the morning and to study. They are in the habit of finishing everything before they sleep. Morning they just get ready and go to the exams. So study habits, study schedules, it depends on individual's biological body. Encourage parents and students to join hostel for multiple benefits. Now many of the parents and students think that the school people are telling us more and more for the hostel for the purpose of getting financial benefit. That is only visible to many of them. But that is the least factor for us. We are not encouraging them for hostel for the purpose of getting some kind of financial benefit. And what kind of benefit they are going to give us within 2 months? If 20 students come for 2 months there in the school, it's not in crores, whereas the fee in turn of collection and all in all our institutions goes into those crores. No, this is not the fact, but the mind thinks the way it has been trained. The purpose is that the child will save a lot of time while going and coming back from home and all that. That is the most important factor, which a parent and a child must understand, that if the child commutes from home, then the child is really spending a lot of time in traveling. So a lot of time is saved, number one. Number two, the child is exposed to so many kind of things at home, which really disturbs the child, spoils the time, wastes the time, distracts the attention of the child. Maybe TV, maybe mobile phone, maybe the neighbors, maybe the friends, maybe the family members, maybe the environment at home which is not very conducive for the child's progress. So many factors are there. These are not there in the hostel. And in the hostel of ours, we really keep monitoring it as a team. The teachers, the wardens, the principal and all our teachers, they really keep checking the students on and off. So, monitor regularity of learning. We are putting a lot of effort, taking extra class, prep class, hostel class, morning class, evening class, giving sample papers, supplying different materials there on the class WhatsApp group, giving them lectures, guiding them, everything is being done. But what exactly has been done by the one who requires to do it is not checked. Important factor I am telling you. All our efforts we are putting towards the student. It is the student who is going to write the exam. It is the student only whose roll number and whose name will be reflected in the mark sheet. So how well the child is able to write down within those 3 hours of his learning or her learning over the entire year is to be checked very regularly by the concerned subject teacher and set the targets for every test or exam. Supporting student well-being, बहुत important point बोल रहा हूँ मैं. We must do positive classroom environment. But to make positive environment in the classroom will really help our efforts to be realized and to convert it into the fruitful result at last. Foster a supportive and encouraging classroom atmosphere to help students stay calm and focused. Because of 2 students, remaining 20 students or 30 students of the class do not remain calm and they really do not feel concentrated. So in such situation when we are in the last phase, we must make our classroom so interesting that the children don't drop. They keep coming regularly and they get the last moment benefit, which they generally don't tend to forget because the exams are very nearby and approaching. So it is the duty and responsibility of the concerned teacher in the class to prepare the classroom environment positive. Then some additional support हम बच्चों को क्या दे सकते हैं कि वो better marks लेकर के आएं. Number 1, identify struggling students. Now there are different categories. I tried to make it a very short, so we all understand it well. I just wanted to give you the hints. There are many students who are struggling with lot of issues. Identify. Pay attention to students who may be struggling and provide additional support or accommodations as necessary. Accommodations कौन सा? रहने खाने पीने का बेड वेड नहीं. The mental accommodation, the supportive accommodation I am talking about. We should give separate support to such kind of child. and we should try to accommodate the child in the appropriate learning zone. That is what the accommodation I am talking about. So we really need to identify such students who are struggling in terms of anything and support them. That is more important. Am I right? Okay, fine. Next. Maintain high standards. बहुत बड़ी बात है. Remember to maintain high standard and not compromise on quality while ensuring every student has the potential to succeed. It's a very philosophical kind of statement. We are getting the students 100 out of 100 also, 99 out of 100 also. आप सबको मिले हैं, किसी को एक मिले, किसी को दो मिले, किसी को हो सकता है ना मिले हों, but we are getting students in every subject definitely more than 96% every year. Once our 3 students are able to do, the others are not able to do, and what we do is we happen to find, जैसे मैंने एग्जाम्पल विकास सर का दिया, मैंने मैडम का एग्जाम्पल दिया, मैंने खुद बताया, तो इसका मतलब क्या है? क्या हमारे सारे बच्चे ऐसे हैं? ऐसा वेरिएशन तो हर जगह मिलेगा, बट हमारे पास क्रीम बच्चे भी हैं, अच्छे बच्चे भी हैं, और जो भी हैं हमें हमारे स्टैंडर्ड को डाउन नहीं करना है, हमें कंप्रोमाइज नहीं करना है अपनी क्वालिटी से. सपोर्ट एंड मोटिवेट इन केस एनी स्टूडेंट सीम्स एट लो मोरल लेवल. बच्चे का मोरल किसी वजह से डाउन हो गया. हर साल 3-4 केस ऐसे आते हैं जिनका मोरल डाउन है. I told you there in that meeting also कि there are a few students who approached me personally and they told me, sir, these are the difficulties I am facing. और वो बच्चा शैतान बदमाश है, लेबल्ड करा हुआ है कि उसकी शैतानी आई हुई है हमारे पास में. बुरे से बुरे इंसान में भी अच्छी क्वालिटी होती है. वो उसका अलग पार्ट था यार. कभी आज वो व्यक्ति आपके पास में बड़ा कुछ उम्मीद लेकर के आया, उसको डिफिकल्टी फील हो रही है, हो सकता है वो बंदा सुधरना चाहता हो. आप उसका मोरल बूस्ट कीजिए कि यार वेरी गुड, मेरे को आज इतनी खुशी हो रही है कि तू मेरे को पूछने के लिए आया है और तू कुछ अच्छा करना चाहता है, मैं तेरे साथ हूं, मैं तेरा साथ दूंगा, डोंट वरी, यू विल डू वंडर्स. दैट्स मोर इंपॉर्टेंट. अब बात आती है इंडिविजुअली कर दिया, टीम एंड ग्रुप डिस्कशन. मैं इंग्लिश पढ़ा रहा हूं 12th क्लास के अंदर और मेरे क्लास के अंदर कुछ बच्चे ऐसे हैं जिनके 97 से ऊपर आ रहे हैं, लेकिन मैथ्स में कमजोर है. मैं बोलूंगा खड़ा हो, इंग्लिश में तो बहुत बढ़िया, मैथ में क्या होगा यार तेरे को, तो इंटेलिजेंट बच्चा है. मैं तो बिलीव नहीं करता भाई, मैथ में तो तू और भी बढ़िया कर सकता है. तू मैथ को ढंग से पढ़ ताकि तेरी ओवरऑल परसेंटेज बहुत अच्छी आए, तो बहुत अच्छा बच्चा है. वी नीड टू बी सपोर्टिव इन दैट वे. आई टेल यू, योर ओन सब्जेक्ट द चाइल्ड इज गोइंग टू स्टडी मोर. आपके प्रति बच्चे के मन में एक फेथ और एक ट्रस्ट और एक लव आएगा. डोंट बी with the narrow kind of thinking कि मेरे सब्जेक्ट का मुझे ध्यान रखना है. We have to have a very high level of thinking, better and wide level of thinking for supporting all others. So we can guide them properly for this. Talk through calls and visit at their homes or hostel. आपकी क्लास में सर कितने बच्चे हैं आपकी क्लास में आर्ट्स में? 20. मुकेश सर आपकी में 33. अगर एक दिन में 2 बच्चों के घर विजिट कर लेते हैं, एक दिन में 2 बच्चों के घर सेम डायरेक्शन में, अगर 3 घर भी पढ़ रहे हैं, 4 घर भी पढ़ रहे हैं, और चलो ऐसे ही चल देते हैं, उनको थोड़ा इशारा कर देंगे, अगर घर रहेगा क्या, आ रहे हैं 1-2 दिन में तेरे घर आ रहे हैं, देखते हैं तू कैसा पढ़ता है कैसा नहीं पढ़ता है. तेरे घर चाय पी के आएंगे, तेरे मम्मी पापा से मिल करके आएंगे, और तेरा स्टडी टेबल देख के आएंगे, तेरा रूम देख करके आएंगे, तूने क्या अच्छे अच्छे कोटेशंस तेरे कमरे में लगा रखे हैं, तेरी स्टडी टेबल वगैरह कैसी जैसा रखी है, क्या क्या नोट्स बना रखे हैं. बच्चा थोड़ा अटेंटिव हो जाएगा. टू गो एड विथ by following these expert tips, teachers can play a pivotal role in helping students achieve success in their board examinations. This is what I believe. Do you believe? Say yes or no यार. बाहर भी नहीं बोलोगे बच्चे कैसे बोलेंगे? Good, very nice. So this is what we believe. Once we believe to apply all these things, then ultimately the students are going to give us. So thanks with best wishes from my side. I will always be there with you forever, for ensuring that our students are getting better results. You can easily access to me. Please try to put your best efforts. Once again, thanks for bearing me. Thank you.